What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Cowboys Podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus, Two Shots Dominguez, and joining me tonight, it's Chris, Statsman Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris.
Hello.
Oh.
As of Monday, we are now at 590 unique NBA players have played in at least 1 minute in a game this year. That surpasses the previous record set back in 2017-2018, which was 540. And obviously, the 590 records continue to rising.
Those 10-day contracts, man. Also getting minutes tonight. He's in on a 10-day contract. It's the lawn boss, Joey McCroskey. Get that, Joe.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, you're back. Joining us again. We missed you last week, man.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
It was all right.
It was all right. We were fine. No. And making us sound as smooth as Dove chocolates, as delicious as log cookies. It's the Doughboy, Adam, the professional runs on the levels tonight, Adam.
Hey, they're good.
There it is.
There it is.
We needed the hey.
I'm like,
to
this
start
is
the show.
weird.
Doesn't feel
What is
right.
this, an office? Get out of here.
Hello.
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 Well, we got a fun show for you guys tonight. Like I said, full squad back. We got our small forward Joey back in the mix. We're gonna be talking a lot of stuff. We'll be starting off with the deer drama from this past week. The Grayson Allen flagrant foul started a whole bunch of a beef with the Bulls and the Bucks. We'll be getting to that. We'll be hitting the apps and scrolling for the NBA hot sheets. We're going to hear the rumors that are going around the league, the drama that's happening elsewhere in the league, a lot of crazy stuff going on. So we're going to touch on a bunch of topics there. And then we're going to end with a little bit of a fun note, a musical note, the Taylor Swift starting five. We're very excited about this. This has been going down in the DMs for us for a couple of weeks. So we all kind of like Taylor Swift, and we're all going to give you our top 5 Taylor Swift songs at the end of the show. So that will be fun.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. All right. So without any further preamble, let's get into the show. Right away, we're starting off Dear Drama, baby. Grayson Allen pulled Alex Caruso out of the air, knocks him down, hard fall, flagrant foul 2, ejected from the game. Caruso finishes the game, but it comes out later that he has broken his wrist and he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. So let's just do Flames right away. Let's go, Joey. What were your thoughts on this? I know there's a lot more that happened after the actual incident, but let's start maybe with the play itself and then kind of the result.
Man, what a kitty cat bitch, right? That dude is just, yeah, that's right. Throw it in there. That's absurd, right? I mean, there's no reason for that. The angle you're coming at, like, of all the things you could do at that point in time, swiping from that angle and then like going in for the ball when the ball is clearly out of the play and like spinning him around it's not okay. I don't think it would be okay from anybody in the league. I think we'd probably feel a similar manner, but being that it's from Grayson Allen, with his history that he's had through college and then in the pros with his tripping and punching and all of his other extracurriculars, his antics, it's excessive. It's unnecessary. And to top it all off, just the whole like smirk thing, him getting ejected and like thinking that it's not a big deal. Like that, come on, that's just not okay. As much as I hate it and it annoys me and I'm really angry and I have a few stats that make me really sad about Caruso not being around. I am a little excited that there is some rivalry brewing between the Bulls and the Bucks. There's some juice. It's kind of fun that we have a team again that can actually like be worthy of getting in like rivalry drama with another good team. And like, there's a chance that this can actually like be something. That's kind of fun. So
yeah, it's definitely fun. Just kind of quickly to get into the beef, and then Chris will get your take on the whole thing. Milwaukee tweeted out a picture saying, or a good morning post on Twitter with a picture of Grayson Allen like eating a donut or something, smirking like a little idiot again. And the Bulls responded with just seriously, and like seriously, which I think is what everybody's response was to what he did with that post. So that's kind of what Joey's talking about. There's going to be some beef, some bad blood between the Bulls and the Bucks, at least with the fans wise, we're all going to be amped up for the next game and then hopefully a potential playoff series. So Chris, if you had any more thoughts on the actual foul or anything like that, or just the kind of the beef that's kind of coming around after the fact.
Yeah, I mean the foul is the foul. We understand. The tweet, I wanted to talk about the social media tweet. Apparently that was a scheduled tweet that just so happened to have Grayson Allen eating a donut. So that was scheduled to go out regardless at 9 a.m. so it was previewing for the game that happened that night, right? The Bulls talk, it was the Comcast Bulls Twitter, wasn't the official Bulls account, said seriously. And the weird thing is, like, fine, you tweet that out. I give you a pass as a scheduled tweet. This stuff happens. The fact is, then they block the Comcast Bulls account, right?
Yeah.
And then they don't take it down until later that afternoon. They took it down because Caruso, that's when Caruso's injury came out. He came out 6 to 8 weeks. And but like everything leading up to that, the whole day, it's like nobody hates the Bucks. Giannis is the most likable guy in the league, and they're just trying to become this villain team for no reason. What is going on?
It wasn't on brand.
No,
it was all the social media account, and I don't know, man. That was bad. That was really bad.
Yeah, it was a tough look for them.
I don't know what they're trying to gain from this. They're not a villain team. Maybe they're trying to be a villain team, but they're just so damn likable, man. They really they create their team the right way, that everyone respects, with ingrown talent, and I don't know, man. Yeah.
It was weird because we all rooted for him last year to win the title, and then now it's like starting bad blood. So go ahead, Joey. You had
no. I was like, I'm still not like I still like the Bucks. Like Chris is right.
I still like the Bucks. That's true.
Don't make me not like you.
You know what? Like I just don't like Grayson Allen, but like I'm not even mad at the Bucks. Still, I'm like, yeah, you guys are still cool. Like you have Giannis, and Giannis is the most likable player ever. So I'm good with it.
This is true.
Somehow it's weird.
But I am going to be amped up. I really, I think when we were talking in the group chat, we talked about the playoffs, potential playoff matchup. That's what I'm really amped up for. I want to see. I know, like down the road, I'm sure this will kind of be buried and it won't be a big deal. I'm sure the first game they play against each other, or the next game they play against each other, will be kind of when this is aired out, if anything happens, or any kind of retaliation or anything like that.
You mean some venison vengeance?
Some venison vengeance. That's right. Which I don't think is going to happen. I think the Bulls will be above that. But I would like to see a little bit of maybe, a little FU attitude from the Bulls coming into the playoffs if they do get matched up against them in a second round series potentially or something like that. It would be kind of nice to have this storyline in the background of like, hey, remember that when they were kind of beefing a little bit, and here they are now in a 7-game series. It could be interesting going into the playoffs. You guys got any other thoughts on the Deer drama? Go ahead. You had some stats.
I wrote down 4 stats. So Bulls played 46 games before tonight. Alex Caruso's played 28 of them. He's been out for 18. When he has played, Bulls are 19-9. When he hasn't played, they're 10-8.
Ooh.
In the games that he has played, they are plus 141 in total. When he hasn't played, they are minus 63. And some of those losses, right? The big blowouts to the Nets and the Warriors, two teams with very good point guards.
Yeah, with good guard play all around. I think I was watching the Thunder game before the show here, just kind of refreshing on that, and just seeing Shea kind of going off without the perimeter defense of Lonzo, who's also out, and then Caruso, like you're saying, who was taken out from this injury.
Yeah,
it is a little frustrating to not have those guys there.
Yeah, I read somewhere too, and this might be a good conversation. So it was after, I don't remember which game, but one of the games that Vooch got torched by some guard play. And somebody was talking about the fact that it makes it look like Vooch is a terrible defender in the paint, which he's probably not the greatest, but it was really going through, like, looking at the impact of not having your top defensive guards, where typically Vooch is safe because they're keeping them at the 3-point line. They're not allowing them to drive in the way that Lonzo and Caruso play, and even Javonte Green. Yeah. They're not letting those easy drives happen. So without those guys, you're putting somebody who's already a defensive liability and making it even worse by making him have to defend faster, smaller guards driving in the lane on him.
Yeah, they're coming at him with that, like, a head of steam, instead of, trying to get around somebody who's hassling him or, poking the ball or something like that. So I've definitely noticed a difference with those guys out in particular. It's kind of been an issue, especially with Vooch kind of getting picked on a little bit.
Yeah.
Chris,
Now
Kristen,
they're
your
trying to
thoughts?
bet some
Go
overs. Bet some overs for the Bulls games because their defensive rating went down from 3rd overall in the league to I think 21st.
Yeah, they're way down there
So
now.
it's Lonzo and Caruso. That's the defense.
Yeah.
Like Joey was saying, Vooch was okay when he had Lonzo and Caruso in front of him, but without them, he's exposed. So bet the overs.
Bet the overs. All right, we can move on from that terrible news and topic. And we'll go to the NBA hot sheets. This is where all the drama is, guys. A lot of stuff going on. Simmons trade is in the news with Harden.
What?
Potentially being the target. This is a lot going on. We also got Damian Lillard, kind of not happy, doesn't want to come back for a pick, he said. I know we have some other topics we want to get into, but maybe you guys want to start with that, with what's going to happen with Ben Simmons. I mean, so the trade deadline is 2 weeks away. There's been some talk that whether or not he's going to get traded at the deadline or not. Then these reports are kind of coming out that Morey wants to wait until the offseason and potentially do a sign and trade for James Harden. Chris?
Yeah, good luck.
What are your thoughts?
That's the hot pie in the sky, thing that Morey would like to get done. And that's why I think he's been doing a lot of the stuff that, Harden's drama is centered around, but who knows, maybe there's more to that than that. The one thing about the rumors that I heard that was enticing a trade was Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris to the Hawks for John Collins, Bojan Bogdanovic, Daniel Gallinari, and like some picks, whatever.
Yeah.
The holdup in that trade was apparently that Atlanta didn't want to take on Tobias Harris's contract because they were worried that they couldn't get a third team to take on. Nobody wants Tobias Harris.
Nobody.
You can have Tobias
You
Harris.
can have
You
him.
can have him.
I just thought that was crazy. I was like, if you're going to get Ben Simmons, you can eat the Tobias Harris contract. He did just something, but apparently not. Apparently not enough.
Yeah, you think
for
it'd be
Atlanta.
That'd be an okay piece for Atlanta, but you said, I guess not. That's kind of weird.
So, yeah.
And I know, so the other rumors that's going on with Harden is that supposedly he's kind of getting frustrated with Kyrie Irving's, kind of part-time playing status. And then now with the injury to Kevin Durant, there's a huge load on his shoulders for the next, 6 to 8 weeks here until Durant's back and until we figure out whatever's going to happen with Kyrie. Apparently he isn't going to get vaccinated. So unless the rules change in New York, he's only playing part-time. So do you guys have any thoughts on that? Do you think that is true? Do you think that's more conjecture and rumor than anything? And my thought when I first heard that was, how would that affect the chemistry of the Nets going forward, particularly in a playoff run? What do you guys think about that? Joey, you got any thoughts there? Or
I'm not so worried about the chemistry and the playoff run. I feel like the two of those guys will just, and Durant as well, will just kind of ignore it and do their thing. Plus, they only have to do it part-time because Kyrie won't be around them for half the game. So they don't even have to see each other all the time. I do think that's probably eating at him. I think with Durant going down, it's just even more like, hey, a bunch of other people got injured and you decided that you were going to come back and play part-time. And now Durant's down. So shouldn't this be the next logical step for you, is to be like, listen, this is the time to do it. I need to be around for all these games because we've got 6 or 8 weeks without him around. And it's not like they have a cushion, right? They're not in any way, shape, or form got home court advantage. And again, maybe this is the theory. They don't actually want home court advantage, and they're happy to not have that because they can have Kyrie for more games. So I'm not so worried about the chemistry, more so I think the long-term thing. But going back to the trade for Simmons for Harden, doesn't that make perfect sense to wait and do it in the offseason when he's a free agent, just try and do a sign and trade deal here? Doesn't everybody win in that manner, right? It's an absolute perfect gig if Harden wants out, right? If he truly does want out and he's unhappy and he's a restricted free agent, let it go. The Sixers could definitely use some more offense, and the Nets could use a solid defensive player who doesn't have to score a lot of points.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like it from a Bulls fan, right? From the standpoint of being in the East, because that makes those two teams even better than they already are.
In the a vacuum, I kind of agree with you. I think it makes perfect sense for both teams, and it's interesting. I just think, what Chris was saying, it's pie in the sky. Good luck with that. What do you want to do? Because if that doesn't work out, and you're Morey, what do you do then? And you've kind of wasted this MVP level season from Embiid, and maybe does he get frustrated and kind of start to rethink his future in Philly and all that. And I just think it's a huge gamble without knowing for sure that, like, if you knew for sure, like, Harden's like, look, I'm out at the end of the season. I'm playing out the string. We're going to try to win one here. And then, yeah, go ahead and sign. Well, I'll do a sign and trade to get to Philly. Okay. But to not get anything for Simmons, and then this Simmons saga continues, like, what is the end game there? Chris, you got any thoughts on that?
There's no end game on what's going to happen there. I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, but here's the thing. Like, okay, more like you look at it from both sides. You see Daryl Morey, like, are you really not gonna? You have this asset. He's taking up so much of your salary cap. You're not going to trade him. You're not going to do anything with him. But the other end, Ben Simmons is in his prime right now. Are you really not going to play for 4 seasons? You have you have a long ass contract. You're just going to sit out for your entire prime and not play. Something's got to give here, and it's just taking longer than you would think.
Yeah, it's wild. And I've been thinking about it this week because I've just been like, all right, what would I do in this situation? And my first thought is like, I would just trade Ben. But then I'm also like, yeah, you're going to get fleeced though for him right now. Everybody knows you have to trade him.
Right. Yeah,
it's like it's an impossible situation. I don't know what the right answer is, to be honest. And I'm glad I'm not the one making that decision. I'll tell you that much, because I don't know if there's a right answer to end that whole scenario. But we can move on to another potentially disgruntled player and a potentially guy that could maybe be on the move. What do you guys think? Damian Lillard, he came out and said something to the effect of, like, he's not coming back to play for a pick, doesn't want to be on a tanking team, but the Blazers aren't doing very good. I think they're currently in the 10th seed right now.
20 and 27, yep.
But, I don't know. And they're potentially sellers at the deadline. I know McCollum's been in a lot of trade rumors. Nurkic has been in rumors. What do you guys think? Is Dame potentially unhappy? Is he potentially movable at the deadline, or is that crazy talk?
So I thought what was the most alarming thing that came out with this for Damian Lillard is the fact that he said he's not in a rush to come back from his injury. Right? Even he just doesn't care. This season's kind of a lost season for them. I don't know if you blame Chauncey Billups for this. They got some nice guys, and Anthony Simons is stepping up, and I was gonna say Zach Collins, but he's not really doing anything. Who else is on this team? Norman Powell's fine. I don't know, man. This team is rough. It kind of reminds me of the Kobe years with the Lakers. When he kind of wanted to get out. He almost got traded to the Bulls if Will Deng was thrown in the package, but he wanted to play with Deng. It didn't happen. So I think we're kind of at that place with Portland, right? Even though Portland didn't have as much success, but at the end of the day, I think if Lillard gets traded, it would be like after next season.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense. Joey, your thoughts?
I was thinking back to our New Year's resolutions on this, and the fact that we said, that they're at the end, like the halfway point of a choose your own ending novel. And do they stay the course and see what happens with McCollum and Lillard? Or do they alter their future and shake everything up and see what happens? When we wrote that, they were 8 games below 500. They're 7 games below 500 now. So since New Year's, they haven't gained a game. They've gained 1 game. Also, Chris, are you drinking wine?
I just noticed that too. I was like, yes.
This is a Snoop Dogg 19 Crimes Red Blend.
Ooh, that's a good wine.
Look at him.
Dog. Playing a halftime show.
That a boy. Mm-hmm. I guess West Coast wines. Oregon's got some wine, right? Some vineyards up there. I don't know. They got to do something. Like, what Lillard is, everything he's saying without saying it is kind of like, I have no faith in you guys to put myself on the line and risk further injury or whatever. He's not committed to that, and they don't seem committed to him in anything other than saying that they just don't want him to leave, right? Like, they've done nothing to actually shown that they have any sort of commitment to building a team around him that can win. They got to do something, and I think they should trade Lillard. Honestly, I mean, it'd be a sad story, right? And everybody would kind of be upset about it, but like, I know he said he likes it there,
makes a lot of sense.
I think the guy
Simmons
wants to win too. Yeah,
like Ben Simmons wants to be the face of a team.
Yeah, in a small
Portland
market too.
Jimmy wants to blow it up. That's
I mean, Simmons would be out of the limelight over there, right? It'd be kind of a big thing for a little bit, but then he would just kind of go into the run of the mill NBA stuff. So I agree 100%, Chris. I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, no, to me, like, if I was Portland, I probably would reach out to Philly and go, "Hey, Simmons for Damian. What do we want to do here?" I think it could get interesting. Any other random rumors you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about Russell Westbrook versus John Wall, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of rumors this week about Russell being traded for John Wall. John Wall even came out to say that the only team he could see himself going to is the Lakers for Russ. And it got me thinking, is this a reasonable thing? What's your guys, before I get into the stats, what's your guys' feeling on Russ versus John Wall?
Ooh.
It's
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Is that what you guys are?
Yeah.
That's kind of my first initial thought is like,
do we think this is 15 years ago or like 10 years ago?
5 years ago. So the last time John Wall has played more than half a season, more than 42 games. Sorry, a little more than half the season. More than 42 games was in 2016-17 season, 5 years ago. The guy's either been hurt. He's been hurt the whole time. Like he hasn't played. But like then I was looking at, so I looked at the win shares. He had John Wall had an 8.8. That same year, Russ Westbrook had a 13.1, and then he got 10.1 the following year. Since then, really, Russell Westbrook's been nothing. Like win share wise, he's 6.8, 4.2, 3.7. He's not contributing like he kind of was with OKC. The more I look at this, the more I'm on board trading John Wall for Russell Westbrook. But there's also the caveat that AD just got back yesterday for the Lakers.
Yeah,
to beat the Nets by 10 with Harden, without Kyrie, without KD. I think give it a couple weeks. Like I think come trade deadline, if the Lakers are winning, they're not trading Russ. If they're losing, I think that Russell Westbrook for John Wall trade really might gain some steam. So
that
the only thing go ahead. Sorry, Joyce.
It would certainly be interesting. I think it would be. I don't know. I feel like John Wall will be a better fit there because I really don't know what Russ is going to be for the Lakers. He hasn't been a great fit so far, and I don't see it really getting any better.
What is Russell Westbrook at this point? Obviously, he airballed a shot the other day. He hits shots on the backboard constantly from mid range. This guy, he's not good enough to play in the NBA anymore. Like,
whoa,
I don't know what it is. Nobody wants him. He's the Tobias Harris of.
I mean, I just think I think you hit it on the head. I mean, like, I don't know about like not good enough to be in the league, but he's just not good enough to be on like a contending team, like a contributor. I think he should be like where he was, like on OKC, just being the guy, or like in Washington, kind of being the main guy.
Yeah, he's one of the most athletic guys in the league. Obviously, I'll still give him that. Like his work ethic is unmatched, but
I just don't think he's going to change.
Yeah, he's not right now.
Is his durability a question though for the Lakers? Like if you do, John Wall, sorry. So if you trade for him, and Wall, right, has not played.
And you have him
when
and
he's been available, he has not played.
Guy hasn't played in 5 years.
So like if he's not healthy and playing, who's up next for them?
Right. That's the
benefit. Right. That's the benefit to Russell.
Do they throw in Kevin Porter Jr.? I don't know.
That's the benefit to Westbrook is he's pretty durable, right? He doesn't often miss games, and he's better probably than your second, third string guy.
And I guess I think to your point there, Joey, is that Russ really isn't the linchpin to the Lakers. It's more what AD is going to do, and then second is LeBron. Like obviously Russ is the third guy, and if whatever he gives you, he gives you. But if AD's not right and AD's not bubble AD, like people are saying, then it really doesn't matter what they have besides that, because LeBron can't carry the team as much anymore. He's doing the best he can. The guy's balling out.
LeBron is on a tear right now.
He's balling out.
We talked about that enough. We don't
need to praise him anymore at 37 or wherever old he is. So I mean, it's ridiculous, man. So yeah, I'd be curious. I could see it picking up steam if he continues to not really fit, and if the Lakers really kind of are sitting in that playing tournament range, or even drop out of it. So any other random rumors, or we want to keep it moving a little bit here?
Let's keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Well, we will touch on this real quick. We're not usually this kind of show, but today is the 2-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's passing. Jesus, two completely different players. We talked about the one. Are they though?
Don't do that today.
Don't do that. Now, of all days, I should be besmirching Kobe Bryant's legacy right now. So maybe just a quick little story time. We got a little time here. We're moving pretty quick here. So, do you guys remember it happening? Like where you were? Do you remember anything like that? And then maybe kind of how you felt when it happened. I know it was kind of a shock for everybody. I definitely remember it happening. And you guys want to jump in first?
Oh wait, do we want to talk about the? Oh yeah, let's talk about.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that stat. So a kind of a crazy coincidence.
Show me the stat.
A fact stat. The stats man brings it up. So currently, the LA Lakers are 24-24 and sitting in the 8th seed on the 2-year anniversary of Kobe's passing. So yeah, just kind of a freaky, universe colliding and
never tell me the odds. That's
insane.
It's
insane. No, that's insane. And it's just I don't know, man. Kobe was a phenomenal player, man. And, he was a real ambassador for the game after he left, and his passing has definitely left a huge hole in the NBA. So
I was kind of bummed by his passing because, obviously, but really because of what he was doing in the filmography range. Where he just won an Oscar for a short film he did. Can't remember the name of it right now, but he was going to have a second act in entertainment, and that was going to be really interesting to see. I was starting to respect him more after he played. I've seen how he did like a Spike Lee thing about like how, talking about what he did on the court and stuff like that. So that was really cool to see. And that got robbed from us for that. So that was a bummer.
Yeah. Joey.
I remember I was sitting on the couch watching golf Farmers Insurance Open. It was like a Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning, I think. And it like popped up like scrolling across like NBC on the bottom. And I started like Googling it and everything. And I was like, nobody knew for sure. Like it seemed like it was like a hoax. And then it wasn't a hoax. And it was a bummer. I think like Chris was saying, like the stuff he was doing outside of basketball was just so cool. Like it was just such like a legacy thing. Like it was, hey, I've done this and I've completed that and I'm comfortable getting away from that and doing something else that's going to, cement me as more than just a basketball player. And it was pretty exciting to watch it happen. And yeah, I mean, the whole brand and everything he built is just kind of sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool. I mean, to see like how people responded to it. I mean, like not cool, but like, the way that like so much came out about him now, like we've learned so much more about him, and like so many people have taken the time to talk about him and understand like the impact he had on the game. I mean, we had the whole conversation, right? Steph or Kobe at some point, like, a lot of that stuff it's kind of fun to talk about, and just you get to realize and go back and watch just how ridiculous he was at some points.
Steph.
Yeah. Steph, still taking stuff. And you guys say he had this whole next chapter coming with the stuff in the movie, industry and film industry, and then what he was doing with his daughter and women's basketball and stuff. He was really an advocate for that, and I think that was awesome. The only the thing I will remember, because I kind of to Chris's point, I really wasn't the biggest Kobe fan prior to his passing, or not passing, but like him leaving the game. Like while he was playing, I wasn't a Kobe guy. I was kind of a hater, I guess you could say. But I definitely remember watching his final game, and like that was something special, man. I don't really remember all the games that I've ever watched. I watch a lot of basketball games, man, but like certain ones stick out. Obviously, a lot of Jordan memories, but that game, I just remember being downstairs watching this thing. Michelle was asleep, my wife's asleep, and I was just freaking out, and I couldn't believe it was actually happening. He was going for 60 of I forget whatever he ended up hitting, and just he was like, he was just being Mamba, man. He was being the Mamba, and it was one of the most ridiculous games I've ever watched. And it stands out to me, and it's definitely something I'll always tell people, the younger generation, like, dude, yeah, Kobe was different, man. You should have seen that last game. So
yeah, he got 60 that game. That was yeah.
It was like I get goosebumps now thinking about it, man. Like it was just this moment. I remember I'm watching it, and I just was like, "Is this real life? Is this happening right now? That this guy is doing this because it was just, we brought up early this season, like the Steph, could he go for 16 threes in a game and break the record in one game? Something that was rumored to go around. That was like, if that would have happened, that would have been on that level of Kobe going for 60 in his final game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody's saying. How much is Kobe going to score tonight? And he didn't really have much left that entire season. And then he pulled one out of the hat for one night and, had this little magic moment. So, that was an awesome thing.
This magic.
Yeah. Well, I think with that musical note,
Ooh,
we can maybe
unintentional
transfer
segue.
unintentional segues. So, again, remembering Kobe, everybody have one for Kobe, and then let's go into. I'll kind of set this up a little bit. So, on our New Year's Eve show, or I believe that was our first show back, from New Year's. Joey, if you guys notice, hold on, I'll turn this. I think if I turn this down, you guys can see it. Yeah, we all have our little names, and Joey kind of renames himself every show and gives himself a little nickname, and we like it. It's a fun little thing. It's always a little nugget about what's going on. Anyways, he had I'm feeling 22 or something for our New Year's show.
Hey, I don't know about you.
Oh, hey, I don't know about you. Okay, and then we all put together feeling 22. We started talking about Taylor Swift after the show. I don't even think we got into it in the show.
No.
And then it just turned out that we all kind of like Taylor Swift, and we're all a little bit of Swifties. And in our comments, we started going at each other with our favorite Taylor Swift songs, and a competition was born. And we all decided to bring to you our starting 5 Taylor Swift songs. So, Joey, if you have that Rolling Stones starting 5, you want to bring that up. So this is Rolling Stone magazine, you said?
So Rolling Stone magazine in November, I think, when Taylor announced that she was planning on re-releasing all of her music, they went through and ranked 206 of her songs. This included covers and original music. So they got like all of her Christmas songs and everything. So they had 206 songs with like a paragraph about each one and why it's good. So if you're a Swiftie, go ahead and search Rolling Stones Taylor Swift, and you'll find yourself some good reading material. The top 5, though, that they came up with, I believe none of us were really knew of these songs. Yeah. I did go listen to all of them.
So did I.
I liked one, I think, out of the 5.
I had some thoughts, yes.
But in order from 5 to 1, so 5 is August. 4 is Delicate. 3 was Mirrorball. 2 was New Romantics, and 1 is the ever popular 10-minute version of All Too Well.
Oh, I did not listen to the 10-minute version of that. I listened to the original All Too Well. I enjoyed that one.
It's a lot. The original, I'm a much bigger fan of the original. The 10-minute one it's a lot. It's a lot of.
It's a free.
Is this list kind of like the Rolling Stones music? Is this kind of like how sometimes the Oscars just go like too meta with it,
yes,
where it's
I
like
think so.
No Country for Old Men? I don't want to get into that. That's a whole other thing. I'm not a fan of that movie. It's boring, but everyone's like, "Oh, it's such a good movie." It's like it's not.
I thought,
but yeah, that's what this list feels like with the T Swift songs.
So I did go back and listen to them. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember a ton of them being great, other than All Too Well. Mirrorball is terrible. I don't think that song is good at all. That was
I was way off on Mirrorball. I don't think I even finished it.
Yeah, I think I got like 2 minutes into that. I was like, okay, we're good here.
It was bad. It was like it just right away. You just knew it wasn't going to happen.
I was like, how is this top 5 from Rolling Stone? I mean, come on, Rolling Stone, you're better than that. And then I felt like it was a lot of newer songs.
It was. They were very heavy on the
August
new
was
side.
off the new album. And
I did enjoy Delicate though.
Delicate was the one I liked.
It had the whole synthy kind of feeling, and I was kind of digging that part of it.
But yeah, other than that, I felt like there was a lot of misses from Rolling Stone, which is why, it's a good thing that we have our own lists. And you got Adam or Chris, you guys have any thoughts on the Rolling Stones list before we start?
All Too Well is a fine song. Number 1, that's why it makes sense. It's a 10-minute song. That's why I'm like, oh yeah, this would be number 1 on a Rolling Stone kind of list. Great.
What? So wait, what are the top? Because I see in the comments now. I'll look that up, but I had no idea. I didn't see that until just now.
Oh yeah, we were going off about it.
Here, Taylor list.
You could just search in the.
Here, All Too Well.
Ranked by Rod Sheffield, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably it. It's really long and a bad scroll. So
yeah, I'll just I'll just scroll down. If all these ads went away. Oh my God. Okay,
I
here we
guess-
go.
No.
Wait. Oh, there's pages and pages.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
okay.
Yeah,
I
it
get
is
the
206.
It's
Oh my God.
206.
Okay,
It's-
now I'm in the. Okay, I got there.
All right, we can move on there. We can go to our own lists.
We got our own 5.
Anybody want to start?
I'll start because I'm the
All
least Swifty person on here. I did consult my
Okay.
wife, who has been to multiple
Swiftie.
Taylor Swift concerts.
All right.
A true
And,
Swiftie. All right.
Her top
We have not heard your
5
list.
No,
No,
you've
we
not.
haven't.
So
That's
her
true.
top
This is
5 is a pretty strong 5. I personally do not mind any of these songs by Taylor Swift. I'll do 1 through 5. I'll start with number 1,
One
Number 1.
Enchanted.
Enchanted. I have not heard that.
Okay.
Not a big
Number
Swiftie guy.
2, Love Story. She
Love
makes
Story's a solid one.
3, You Belong With Me.
You belong with me. Thank you. That's a great one.
Number 4 is Should Have Said No, which I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that's from her first album. And then number 5, 22. I kind of respect the poppy. You need, I think, in the top 5, you need one of the poppy songs.
Gotta
You
have
just
a
need one.
poppy. Yep.
You gotta
You
have
know?
a poppy.
Yeah,
I went
unfortunately,
like all
then.
pop on mine.
Okay.
That's a solid list. I said you should have said no. I haven't heard, and Enchanted I'll have to go back and listen to. But the other ones, Love Story for sure. You Belong With Me is on my top 5, and 22 is also on my top 5. So
There you go, Titus. All right.
I feel like 22 is going to be our consensus best song. But we'll
Here,
see.
Titus,
what
let's
the
just
final
go to you now. What's your
All right.
what's your 5?
My number 1 is You Belong With Me, and I feel like that is the definitive best Taylor Swift song. I feel like there's nothing even close, in my personal opinion, for that one. Number 2, We Are Never Getting Back Together. I just have a soft spot for that song. Also kind of poppy, but I love it. Number 3 is The One off her new album. I love that song. Great song. Here we go. Baskets Be Awesome. T Swift, let's go. All right. Number 4 is Mean. I love that jam. One of my first Taylor Swift songs I liked. And number 5, 22. I believe that's how I originally had it. So.
And actually, We're Never Getting Back Together was in the top 7.
It was in contention.
It got cut. Yeah, it got cut. Because
Like ever.
It's too poppy. You gotta go with
Like
that
never.
or
Oh,
22, in my
that's-
opinion.
No,
Well, it was in my wife's opinion, but you know.
straight pop all the way. All right. I feel like my list is solid. Joey, let's go to you.
Joey, what's your non-poppy list? Because
He's deep.
you're
cuts.
naming songs. There's 206 Taylor Swift songs, like you said. You're probably naming songs that Taylor Swift probably even forgot that she wrote.
I could make an argument that I could pick my top 5 off the first album,
and you would be wrong,
and
but
I could end it right then and there.
it's
But I didn't. I picked 2 off the first album, and that's where I
We'll come
stopped.
back to that.
So
All right.
I've got some pop in here. Actually, I have.
Give us your 5.
So number 1 is Tim McGraw, which I believe Titus said
We'll come back to that.
kind of all right. Number
Not
2 is
top five
Teardrops on My Guitar.
Eardrops,
Number 3 is Blank Space.
blank space, solid,
Number 4 is 22. So I was
Nice.
up a spot
up a spot.
on you guys. And then 5, I had Bad Blood, and today at work I was listening. I went through my list and I swapped it, so it got dropped, and I went with Style.
Okay, so that was the other one. I don't think I
brought
ever
in-
looked up.
I brought in Style over Bad Blood.
I wish you wouldn't
Also-
be playing the Taylor Swift songs as we're doing this, but
We should have.
We get copyrighted.
I do want to point out that
we get, what do we have, like 4 viewers? We're gonna get
well-
copyrighted.
Hey,
I will point out our viewership has gone up since we started talking about Taylor
yeah.
Swift, so
Well, that's-
everybody was in on this. All right, so this all started. Part of this debate started too was that Joey said that Tim McGraw was the clear cut best song.
hands down.
And me and Chris immediately said that's sus. We don't like your picks. And he said
Those were the
teardrops.
exact words.
Yeah, those are the exact words in the group chat was that's sus. And then he said teardrops on my guitar, and we were all like, "Look, get out of here with this crap." I went and listened to your top 5. Yeah, Tim McGraw's good. So is teardrops on my guitar. That was both songs I was happily listened to. I've listened to multiple times without any sort of preamble of like, I got to listen to this for the show. It was just on my own. I'm going to throw that on. I did not listen to many of the Rolling Stones picks in their top 5 again on my own. So if that means anything. And then Blank Space is a classic. 22 we've all said is, an absolute banger.
Yeah.
And Style, I will have to go back and check that out. But
The Tim McGraw song, I did listen to it, and it made sense why Joey liked it as number 1. It just felt like a very Joey song.
See, I've got this thing about music, right? And to me, music tells you a story, right?
Yes, storytelling.
And there should also be like a thing you can picture yourself doing while that music is on. Like it like reminds you of something, or it takes you to something and lets you like just dive into this whole thing, right? And to me, there's something about Tim McGraw and Teardust on My Guitar that is like, this is the hick and hillbilly in me, but like you can go out in the middle of nowhere, right? You could just drive around in your pickup truck, or you can sit in the back of it and you can just hang out and do something stupid and like, or just sit around and do nothing. Like that's that kind of music for me. And the fact that like those were her first songs, that's what she wrote, that's what like put her on the map. And to me, like those probably started the entire like revenge song thing for her that she has made famous on. And Teardrops is actually the first revenge song she actually kind of wrote. So true. It kind of started the whole thing for me. So that's why those two get in there. And yeah, Blank Space, the whole pen click thing in it.
That I don't know about. Yeah.
Like when she says, I got a blank space, baby, and then she clicks the pen, like it, I don't know why. It's just fantastic.
That's a cool little,
it's like a cool little thing. And yeah, 22 is an absolute banger. And then Style's cool. It's another one of her revenge songs with Harry Styles. So it was in response to one of his songs. This is like this whole story, and I just love that about her. It's just cool to me.
Oh man! All right, Adam. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, Adam. Quickly.
Adam, what's your top 5 here? What do you got?
Well, keep this in mind. These are all going to be hits, like super gross hits.
It's kind of
but because when I listen to music, I don't really listen to it because this sounds so bad. I don't listen to it for any other thing other than whether or not it sounds good. It could be honestly, if she screamed into a mic for 40 minutes, but it was on pitch and it was recorded beautifully, I might actually like it. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm not really liking it based on it's based on the musical arrangement. Yes, the musical arrangements matters, but it's also the sound that's coming out of it and how it's produced. So I mean, in no particular order, because I can't really order them. I'll give you at least 5.
All right, give us 5.
So 22.
Yes, banger.
Wow. All right.
Love Story,
banger.
Blank Space,
banger. Write your name.
You may not, but Shake It Off.
Oh, Shake It Off. No, Shake It Off is a good one.
Totally okay with that.
And that hasn't been mentioned yet.
Yeah. And I Knew You Were Trouble.
Oh, yes, that's another one of my favorites.
Good one.
So, and I can give you a reason for each one, but I won't. Now, here are 2 that I absolutely do not like.
Okay.
At all.
I like this.
Tim McGraw and Teardrops.
Actually, I haven't. The ones that Joey mentioned, some of them I actually just I don't have an opinion because I never heard it. One is We Are Never
Getting back together. Thank you. Totally with you on that. It's the whiniest. It's the whiniest song ever.
Exactly it. It's whiny. It's just bratty. It's like wee. Like, oh God, no, stop.
You're so right.
On that note here, Big Daddy Kumquat says I can picture myself going postal listening to Taylor Swift. There's that. Wow. Haters gonna hate, dude. You know what?
So we're really appealing to our viewers here with that.
And Bad Blood.
And Bad Blood. All right.
That is one of her weakest songs she's ever written. And a lot of it, and just to drive it a little deeper, not to be rude, just my own subjective opinion, which is probably going to be argued about. Her newest album, where she recreated a lot of the old stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely not okay with that album. I think it's it's.
Whoa. I would agree. From a musical standpoint,
and it's not from a bias of I like the originals, and I do like the originals. A lot of
like
the
a George Lucas thing where he kept adding in animals to Phantom Menace, or
no, you know what? It's like I get you're from a different perspective in life, so your music's gonna sound different, just like anything else. But how is it that you were able to take the time to write it the way you wanted, yet it's sonically some of the weakest things I've ever heard. And I think maybe it's just a difference of sound that she's going for, which is totally fine. And artistically, she has the right to do so, and I wish her the best as far as her artistic journey through that. But I feel like a lot of what she did to those songs is not helping it. It's distracting. So you're actually taking away from the original purpose of why you wrote that song, especially because they're so old. It's taking it out of context. Like those songs were written at a time in her life expressing like a history. And now you're rewriting it for now, and it's never going to work because it's not them.
She's just re-recording them, right? She's not doing anything different, is she?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Like
This got deep.
They do sound different.
No, here's the thing. They have to be different. They have to be different. No, they have to be, because otherwise it's copyright.
Well, no, she owns the originals now.
That's what my understanding is. That
she bought them, right?
No, she they got bought. The originals got bought, so she doesn't own her own catalog. So she's re-recording her album so that way she can own her own catalog.
You can't literally do karaoke time from the originals and apply that your new voice. Like now it's new. No, you can't, because then you're copywriting. It's like you're breaking copyright of yourself.
No, she's re-recording everything. She's redoing the music and everything. So there's going to be slight differences. I know that, but I don't think she's like changing songs as far as I know.
She has to change it enough though. Otherwise it's plagiarism.
I mean, I've listened to both albums. I don't think they're that much different. I mean, I don't know.
They're enough. And there's weird legal things going on with that, but it's like you're the artist, so you own the it's like a weird thing where you don't own the sales, but you do own the music. It's this weird thing. I couldn't really follow it when I was reading about it because I thought it was interesting, but I'm like, okay, so why don't you make music? It's messy. But it's kind of like the whole Backstreet NSYNC thing when they didn't get paid, yet they were the ones doing all of it, and it's that whole era.
Music is weird, man. People should just own their own music. I hate the fact that somebody owns
dirty and music. Gross. But
all right, before we get down this rabbit hole, should we go to the question that Beckett's? I'll just show it. Sorry, I'm cutting you off, but if
no, go ahead.
It was getting deep.
I'll talk about
I like it.
What NBA player should T Swift have inspire her next song? Does anyone have a quick?
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving. I was thinking
why?
She could write an absolutely great like revenge song about like from the Nets perspective about Kyrie Irving not being vaccinated and not playing for his team.
That's possible.
I was thinking Alex Caruso, for obvious reasons. Revenge coming back after his fracture.
Okay. I was thinking. I said Kelly Oubre because I was like, that's probably she would date him, right? And that's what she does.
She's dating Kelly Oubre Jr.
No, isn't that? But that's like she would date him and then break up with him and then write a song about him. Right?
Nice.
Hey,
she just got 39 tonight. Hornets just scored 158 points, most points in the league this year.
She could also just re-record "We Are Never Getting Back Together" for Ben Simmons.
Oh, there you go.
And just
nice
that absolute banger of a hit.
Yeah, the whiniest song ever, just like Ben Simmons, your favorite basketball player.
Wow, yo, guys.
You know what?
We've come full circle.
She could re-record 22 next year for Kobe White when he's like making an all-star team. I don't know about you. I'm feeling this guy's killing it now.
Oh, God.
And now we're officially off the rails. And now we're cutting you off, Chris.
Or him or Io. Io's going to be 22 as well because, they're basically the same age.
Oh.
Io is 22. So actually, maybe that works better for him.
Damn. All right. What do you guys think, man? A good show? Call it there?
Yeah, we're good.
You got 3 minutes left in the Bulls game.
Are we going to try and post these lists so we can get some votes from our fans and see if we can get a winner here? I think we got to get a.
And I'll clip this YouTube clip.
Okay.
And post
yes, please clip it, and because we need a share.
So if you're listening to the pod, go out and search for it and see if you give us a vote somehow, so we can
we'll
put
definitely
this one to bed.
Who had the best starting five? Starting five. And then just a little bit of house cleaning. So we'll be back next Wednesday with our probably our trade deadline preview show, and then we will be changing our day of recording to Thursday, which is February 10th, the week after, to do it after the trade deadline. That way we don't basically do 2 pre-shows. We'll come back Thursday the 10th with all the juicy trades and everything. Hopefully that happened, and that could be nice.
Nice.
But other than that, you guys good?
Miami Heat are in first place. It's kind of
Miami Heat
weird. Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah,
That's
Bulls
it.
Bulls are trying to blow a game against the Raptors. So let's
I know.
go.
Could we please? I know. I'm trying to get off air so we can watch
We
the
agree
Bull
about
game.
that.
Yeah, another lead blown here. So we'll be talking about that
needs
next
to have
week.
an NBA song for a favorite team. Who would be your favorite team?
We should maybe
From
reach out to
Memphis
Taylor and say, hey,
Grizzlies.
what's your favorite team? Give us your
we
your
can-
NBA starting five currently.
We got to slide into your DMs.
Slide in those DMs, Taylor.
We got a song written about us.
You never know. The Box Out Boys. Maybe she'll hear our Christmas song and want to do
How I
like a collab.
boxed out the boy.
The box.
The Box Boys.
Getting in a weird place.
Well, that is it for us tonight. Join us next week to talk more NBA basketball. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at the Box Out Boys. Slide in those DMs. Join us live Wednesdays around 8:30. Send us an email to theboxoutboys@gmail.com. And as always, like, subscribe wherever you listen to this at now. We'd very much appreciate that. So for Chris, Joey, and Adam, and Taylor, I'm Titus. Until next time, Box out.